Alright, howdy. I'm here today to demo a guitar that I just got. It is the Squier Vintage Modified Bass 6. It's available at all the online places and big box music retailers. As you can see, it's got pretty much vintage looks to it. Kind of looks like a Jaguar, only stretched. This particular one, I think, because of the fret markers and the binding on the fretboard, is kind of modeled after about a 67 or so. There were a lot of different changes in the looks over the years. In the time they made these from the early 60s through mid 70s, I guess. It's got 3 single coil pickups, which are not very high output. And it's got an on-off for each of those, and then it's got a strangle switch. In the positions where you got neck and middle or bridge and middle on, it is noise canceling, although there's not a lot of noise without that. It's actually a pretty quiet guitar, I think, because of these little shielding tangs on the pickups. I don't know, but it doesn't make a lot of noise to start with, so that's cool. The strangle switch on it, if you'll hear, kind of goes here. It cuts out. It's at a lot of the low end and how well that transfers on the camera. It comes with a set of strings that goes 24 or 25 to 84 or 85, depending on who you ask. I haven't been able to get an exact stat on that. A lot of people like to have lower strings on it or tune it up higher because they feel like these strings are very floppy. And it doesn't tune down real well. When I tried down tuning it to D on the low string, it is a little bit floppy. If I were going to do a lot of that, I might go for a higher gauge E string, maybe like a 94 or so. Still should fit in the nut and the tuners. To me, this is kind of an iconic guitar because it was used on a lot of stuff that I listened to growing up. Not only music like Cream and Glenn Campbell used one on Wichita Lineman, but it was used actually quite a lot in TV shows, stuff that you would recognize, stuff that you might not recognize right away. That once I started playing it, was just like, oh, you know what, this is bass 6 too, or 6-string bass, whether it was this one or a Dan Electro, like this. So that's one of them. That was Wild Wild West, in case you don't recognize that one. And then just the other day, I was watching a rerun of Emergency, which was on in the mid-70s, and noticed they had a lot of this kind of going on in one of the scenes where they're trying to resuscitate some victim. So it was used a lot. A lot of Nashville music used it, but even a lot of rock and a lot of TV themes. It was very popular for a while. The whammy on it, didn't have a lot of high expectations for it, having used Jazzmasters and Jaguars in the past. Not one of Fender's better designs. He kind of hit the perfect thing with the Strat tremolo, and after that, it really kind of went nowhere. But it works well for what it does. It never was meant to do dive bombs or anything like that. If you just want a little bit of a shimmer in your bass, that's cool. Especially because this thing is clean enough that you can do chords, which is nice. So overall, I think it's it's $350 brand new, which you can't say too much bad about that. And I think really, out of the box, I had to do a little bit of adjusting to it to get it tuned in the way I like. I raised the angle of the neck just a little bit, and then radiused the strings on the bridge. Not boutique quality parts, but for $350 brand new, what do you want? But overall, I'm very happy with it. I'd say check it out. Thanks.